I'm going to show you how to use the Illinois Traffic Safety Challenge website. So first up, if you go up here, type in iltrafficsafety.org, click enter. This will take you to the website. If you did the challenge last year and did it online, you would use the same website. Nothing really has changed. But I'll show you how to go through all this process and everything like that. So when you first get to it, if you aren't logged in, you should see this little login button at the top. So if you click that, it should give you three options: log in, request new password, or create new account. So if you filled this out last year, you should have the same username. If you forgot your password, you can request a new password or even call me or email me and I can reset it for you to something else. But if you're creating a new account, just come here, pick a username, pick an email address that you'll actually use and check, because that's where confirmation emails and requesting your password will be. And then you can also set your own password. So I'll just go ahead and log in. So once you log in the first time, up here you'll see log out my account instead of the little login button. So if you see that, then you know you're logged in and you're good to go. So up here, there's three little buttons. So resources, this is where this video will go, and there might be some other links later on. And then frequently asked questions are for the most commonly asked questions. It also has my contact information, so if you have any technical problems, you can reach me there. But the main thing is the application. So you come over here and just click the button. It'll take you to the 2015 Law Enforcement Challenge application. And so the first thing will be the agency head. So this will be, if you have a boss filling it out, or if this is even you, just fill this out so you know who's in charge. And then contact information. So this is for you who's actually filling out the application. This, in case there's any questions later on or anything like that, there's a way to contact you. And so again, title, first name, last name, email, cell phone number. And then at the bottom, there's agency information. So this, your choices are municipal police, sheriff, state police, highway patrol, university or college, other, or part-time championship. And so here, you just select your agency type, total number of sworn personnel, and total number of uniformed officers working on the street. And that way, this sort of just gives them a way to break up all the applications and put them with other agencies that are comparable. And so throughout this application, you'll see down here this little, on the bottom left, a save draft button. So at any time during this application for the next 4 months or whenever the due date is, you can come here as many times as you want, fill it out as you go, and each time just click save draft after you're done on whichever page, and it'll save it for you. So if you come back, log in, it'll be right there, and so you don't have to worry about losing it or anything like that. So then next page. So this is for the special award categories, and so those are the first time entry, bicycle, pedestrian, commercial motor vehicle, distracted driving, impaired driving, occupant protection, railroad safety, speed awareness, and teen driving, or none. So if you don't want to be considered for any of them, just click none. You can be considered for as many as you want. Just make sure you check the boxes, and with each box you check, make sure you attach a file at the bottom to go along with that special award. And so the file types that are allowed are PDF, Microsoft Word documents, Microsoft PowerPoint documents, and Microsoft Excel documents. But I would highly recommend converting whatever you make the files in, I would highly recommend converting them to PDFs, because that way when a judge is looking at it on a either newer or older version of the Microsoft Word or Excel, it could mess with the formatting that you guys spend a lot of time on, and so a PDF will keep it the same no matter who's seeing it. So I would highly recommend doing that. Again, save draft, so we can click that, it'll save it, and then anytime you come back here, those will be checked, and your files will be uploaded. So if you just want to work on it like once a week or anything like that, just save it and you'll be good. The next page is the policy and guidelines. So this one, does your agency have a written policy requiring officer safety belt use, making enforcement of safety belt and child passenger safety restraint laws a priority? Do you have a policy making speed enforcement a priority? And do you have a policy making impaired driving enforcement a priority? So those are yes or no questions. This section is worth 20 points. And at the bottom, documentation. So this is where you'll just pick the certain parts of your policy that apply to these 4 questions and group them all in like one file, and then even highlighting it would be good to just make sure the judges know exactly where it is. Next Categories: training of officer. So this is where 25 points or 20 points too. And so this you'll put the number of people trained in occupant protection, impaired driving, speed related training, and other traffic safety related training. And so this would be a good place to set up an Excel sheet and just list your officers and say what they were trained in or anything like that, and even attaching some certificates for each officer. And so this year for the narrative, you can actually make it bullet pointed. It sort of highlights it here and talks about it, but the narrative isn't nearly as important as the documentation. So you can bullet point what you accomplished, what you did, and everything. Throughout the next few sections, you'll see the narrative, but just make sure you reiterate it and back it up in the actual documentation that you will attach. And then again, save draft, next page. And so this is something that's just changed a little bit. So they've actually increased this point incentives and recognition to 25 points. And there's a new option down here as well. So participates in programs for occupant protection, speed awareness, impaired driving, and the new category is others. So this one can include anything with trucks, distracted driving, railroads, and or pedestrian safety. So if you guys participate in anything like that, you can click yes for that category. Again, a narrative, so little bullet lists, just short descriptions, and then the documentation. So this is where you'll put like more detail, where you post pictures, proof of the awards, and everything like that. Again, save draft, and next page. So this is the public information and education, or PI&E, and this is one of the biggest sections because as you can see, there's actually no questions. It's 40 points of just what you guys do throughout the year, all the public activities you do, all the public outreach, everything. So this will be by far your biggest file, well, hopefully by far your biggest file to attach. So if you have issues and you need the size increased or you need it on your file and you're having trouble doing that, give me a call and I can increase the size or anything like that, just so it's easy for you guys to attach it. Again, save draft and the next page. And this is something new for this year too. So this is enforcement activity. It's worth 50 points. And so this one you'll just put the number of seatbelt citations for 2013 to 15, child seat citations, speeding citations, impaired driving arrests. And this is the new part, illegal cell phone use citations. And so this will be for the last 3 years. You want to put the numbers in that you guys have received it. And then we actually took out all the parts about all the extra enforcement or special enforcement. So this is all just numbers based on this category. And so again, a narrative of what you guys, did you see a decrease, increase, anything like that, and documentation. So this is a good place for like a bar chart or anything like that. And again, you can just make it in Excel and save it as a PDF, or just so people viewing it all see it the same way. Again, save draft, next previous, so you can go either way. And then finally, the effectiveness of efforts. So this is worth 40 points. So the Illinois average safety belt use rate in 2015 is 95.2%. So if you guys don't do your own survey, you can just put that for the end of 2015 and use last year's as the beginning of 2015. And so the percentage of 2015 fatal injury crashes related to speed, percentage of 2015 fatal injury crashes related to alcohol, and then you'll put total roadway crashes, total fatal crashes, total injury crashes, and then you'll have the narrative and documentation. So what they sort of want to see here is with your last section, an increase of activity leads to a decrease of injuries and crashes and everything in your area. Again, effectiveness of efforts and a place for documentation. And then again, save draft, you click next page. And so this is the confirmation page. This is the end of the application. So do not click you can get to this page before you click submit, but do not click submit until you're completely done with the application. It's not that big of an issue, but it just makes it easier on everyone if you keep using save draft, and then when you're finally done with everything, submit it. Once you submit it with the email that you put in the very first section, you should receive a confirmation email that says, thank you for submitting your Illinois Traffic Safety Challenge application. And so if you don't get one of the confirmation emails, feel free to call me or email me if you need one of those, or if you just want to confirm that your application has been received. And again, my contact information is under the frequently asked questions, but it's my phone number is 931-372-6383, And my email address is jdpowell, Powell, at tntech.edu. So if you have any technical issues, feel free to contact me. If you have any uh, source questions or anything, any knowledge questions, that would be more directed to Scott. So, and his contact information is on the last page.